Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got special illustration rare evolutions that we need to be having a little bit of a chat about. And make no mistake about it, this is a very, very, very big deal. Prismatic Evolutions is going to be coming out in Japan next month, and we know it's coming over here as Prismatic Evolutions. And we know that we're getting all 9 Evolution Special Illustration rares. I showed them to you the other day. I showed you that poster that's got all of them on there. The problem was, what I showed you the other day was, very tiny rubbish pictures. Well, have I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen, because now we've got ourselves a good look, not at all of them, but at 4 of them. And let's just start off with Umbreon, shall we? This is a big deal. This is a very, 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 very big deal. This is going to be a huge card. This could end up being the very biggest card in the Scarlet and Violet era. And, I mean, look, we talked about Umbreon a minute ago. We'll get back there in a second. But now we're talking about the special illustration rare. And let's make no mistake about it, like, the biggest card in the Sword and Shield era was the Umbreon VMAX, the Moonbreon, as people tend to call it. And I'm not saying this is going to be on the same level as that. I don't know. You don't know either. But the fact of the matter is, part of the reason that Umbreon was so big was because it was Umbreon. And also, the fact that it was so big means this new Umbreon is going to end up being a little bit inflated. We know that that has been happening to a bunch of cards lately. I feel pretty confident it's going to be happening again here. This is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely awesome. This is going to be a huge card. And look, artwork-wise, you can kind of see it, right? It is a stunning card. We've got now Toshiro Nanako, an artist I'm not terribly familiar with, but just look at it. Like, we're not talking about some random card here which some people are going to like. We are talking about a huge card that is going to be just an absolute powerhouse for collectors and Pokemon fans and anyone along those lines. This is going to be a little bit ridiculous. Now, the other thing is, we need to have a quick chat about the Umbreon, because the Umbreon here is kind of a big deal. There is a real chance here that this Umbreon ends up being a playable card. Like, we've got the first attack here, free energy 160 plus confusion. It's fine, but free energy, discard all energy from this Pokemon, take a prize? Yeah. It's an attack that lets you take a prize. And this isn't some kind of V-Star power or something along those lines. Oh, no. You can do this as many times as you like. As many times you can get the energy on there, you can go ahead and do this. This is going to be a very cool card. People are going to love it. I'm not saying it's going to be as big as the Moonbreon because I don't know. But I absolutely am saying this is going to be a gigantic card. So, yeah. Get ready for that one, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a big deal. But it's not the only one that we've actually been shown here. We've also been shown, let's go and have a look at the Eevee. Because, you know, they all come from Eevee. Now, important to note, of course, that actually this is Eevee EX. And generally, these cards don't evolve from Eevee EX. They evolve from Eevee. So there is just an ability here saying that this can evolve into any Pokemon that would evolve from Eevee. Which, like I've said, is a very big deal. Because if it didn't have that little caveat there, then we'd be in an awkward situation where we had Eevee, who is like the evolution Pokemon, and yet it wouldn't be able to evolve, and that would just be a little bit awkward. Doesn't break the rules of evolution, and as I've told you before, the Eevee you want to play here is the one from Surging Sparks. The Eevee from Surging Sparks is a very big deal. It is awesome. Lets you evolve the turn you play it, or on your very first turn of the game even. So, yeah, that's the main one here. Like, that's the one we're really excited about. But we still got a nice little Eevee here as well. We've also got an attack for free energy. It does 200. There's an argument here that it's got a not terrible attack. and that it's got a lot of HP. So maybe we can play it. I'm going to be honest with you, the Eevee is what I'm least excited for here. I want to use the Surging Sparks Eevee to cheat the rules of evolution, and then go up into all of these big EXs. It's not even my favourite artwork. Turner here's done a great job, but I don't think this one pops. And, you know, like the Umbreon I just showed you pops, what about this Sylveon? Yes, I think it's fair to say this Sylveon pops as well. This is, and we're going to see this all the way along, right? These are ridiculous. And we thought they looked cool the other day when we saw them on the poster, even though they were very, very small. Well, now, they ain't small no more, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't small no more. And now we're getting a proper good look at them. And it like I say, the thing on the poster the other day was nice. It was nice to get a little bit of a sneak peek. But that's all it was. It was a sneak peek. We didn't get a really good look at exactly what they are and all of that. We got a nice little sneak peek. Now we are getting the proper look. This Sylveon is great. And Sylveon's always very popular. And I had a weird habit of pulling Sylveon from my Eevee Heroes packs. Never the special illustration rare, but a bunch of others. So maybe I'm destined to pull this one. I don't know. Is the Sylveon actually any good, though? Because I keep telling you some of these might be. Well, it's a reprint. We've got this Sylveon. It's a Sylveon that we've just gotten in Surging Sparks. So we don't need to ask the question of how good it is. We know that, unfortunately, it's not that good. It came out in Japan a little while ago, and it's a nice enough card. Like, the cool thing about it is Angelite. Choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, shuffle those Pokemon and all attached cards into your opponent's deck, but you can't use it 2 turns in a row. If you used it last turn, you have to take a turn off. We know it's not that good of a card because it's been legal in Japan for a while. And if it was that good of a card, then it would be seeing play over in Japan. But it's not seeing play over in Japan, ergo it's not that good of a card. Sorry. Never mind, eh? So that means we've got one more to finish off with here. And it is, of course, our old friend Glaceon. Yeah, apparently they don't want to match up the pairs here. They're all over the place. But we've got ourselves Glaceon here by Kamame Shirahama. And you're starting to see, like, these aren't the same cards. They're not the same style. They're not done by the same person, all right? But we are seeing similarities here. It's put the evolution in the middle, surround them with a kind of background that suits them. You know, Glaceon's got the whole ice background going on. Sylveon's got the whole ribbon background going on. And then we got our old friend Umbreon there with, well, it's not quite as explicit, but it's kind of dark and evil and scary. And I don't know, something along those lines. Either way, they're awesome. And then, of course, we got the Eevee as well, who, I don't know, wheat, maybe? Yeah, let's go for that. But the Glaceon here is still a very cool card. It's one we need to have a bit of a chat about in terms of playability and actually how good it could be. Because this is another one that I do think has a bunch of potential in terms of actual playability. 2 energy, 110, and it does 30 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's alright. It's nice and cheap. And remember, with the new Eevee from Surging Sparks, you can get these rolling turn 1 going second, and it's not that difficult. But way better than that, free energy, and it's an awkward energy cost, they always are, that's kind of the deal, right? But you get to choose one of your opponent's Pokemon with exactly 6 damage counters on and get an instant KO. And it doesn't have to be the active, it is any of their Pokemon that have got exactly 6 damage counters on, cheeky KO, straight off the bat. And we've got ways to do this, it's not that difficult to get exactly 6 damage counters on. I mean, we got Dusknoir, which will drop 5 damage counters. That seems kind of handy here. Let's not forget Dragapult drops exactly 6. I don't think we're going to be using this with Dragapult, but I'm saying you could. Just saying it's an option there. And there's a million different ways, and there will be more ways in the future. And I think we could be onto something here. I think playability-wise, these evolutions are really interesting. But from a collection standpoint, this set is going to go nuts. Like, we already knew we were getting all of the Eevees, Eevee and all of its evolutions. We already knew they were all coming. But now we're starting to get really good looks at them and how wonderful the artwork is and the kind of styles we're looking at. These are going to be huge cards. And they're probably going to end up being a little bit inflated above what they should be, judging on what's happening in the Pokemon TCG lately. But Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, this is ridiculous. They're all going to be amazing. And look, I know I haven't shown you all of them. I've shown you the ones that have been revealed. More will be revealed soon. I think some of them might be revealed tomorrow morning in the usual Japanese news slot. So I'm going to come back when we have more to show you. For now, I want to know what you think about these. I want to know which of the four is your favorite. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.